Hey girls, I promise I won't keep you long. I got Mary, Jesus, and Joseph behind me tonight. Blake, no. What did mom say? And I'm single momming it. Anyway, so we will see. Hey, Courtney. I think we met you yesterday with your dog. Were you in the Gator or in the Ranger? Yeah. We were on my way home from my parents' build. Like, I think that's Courtney and the dog. Oh, goodness. I'll unmute you. Are you feeling good? Yeah?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah? Are you doctoring here or Spencer or Spirit Lake?
Spencer.
Yeah. What do you go to?
Young.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
The official date?
March 7th.
Oh, God, it'll probably be like a blizzard.
Right? That's why we chose Spencer versus Sioux Falls.
Oh. Guys, I'm drinking wine tonight. Buddy, sit down, please. Okay, sit down. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I won't keep you guys on. Yeah, they say hi. Anyway, so so for some of you that have been with me for some time, I know this is kind of like a refresher, but I feel like I've been talking to so many new coaches that I felt like Instagram being our topic tonight would be a good refresher. Can you go get a chair? Or are you gonna sit with me? Anyway, so I did a little PowerPoint that I'm going to screen share so I can show you guys.
Jeez.
If anybody wants a 3-year-old, he is free. Oh, Blakey, please stop. Okay, so I gotta get rid of this. I want to get rid of this. Buddy, stop, please. Mommy is not impressed. So I have another little thing that I will share with you guys to keep in our team page after this. But anyways, so just getting down to the nitty gritty. So like I said, some of you have been you've been dabbling in Instagram for some time. For those of you that have been with me for quite some time, you know that Instagram is the only platform that I run my business from. It's just like, they talk about Facebook being for, whatever generation. And, Instagram truly is where I feel like we are all about the same age in our team. Instagram is truly where everybody's at. It's like the new Facebook. Facebook used to be like the coolest thing back in the day. But now Instagram is where a lot of us network marketing fitness entrepreneurs are running our business. So kind of getting down to the nitty gritty, basic profile. So making sure that your profile picture is very eye appealing. If you look at some of the Beachbody coaches, if you just kind of do some Instagram stalking, you will know who is a coach and who is not. Okay. You will know who is in it just to use like generic Beachbody pictures. You want to really set yourself apart. So getting an Instagram picture that just really sets you apart and drives people to come look at your Instagram page. Some of us use Linktree to link like Google Documents to. So if someone comes to your page and just wants to sign up, for like a free clean eating group, like if you check mine out, I have a clean eating group. I have where they can connect to me on Facebook. Do not put your Beachbody website there. That is a huge no-no. That is super tacky. If someone comes to your page, they're not going to want to be a part of your team because they know that you are a Beachbody coach. I go back and forth with the next part, the privacy settings, making sure that your privacy setting is set to public. And for those of the girls that were at the Beachbody retreat that we did, I had just gotten done doing a sex trafficking course at work, and I instantly changed my page to private. Since then, I have made it back to public. And I'll get into the geotagging later. I'm pretty cognizant as to I don't post a lot. Like if Bill's gone or if we're out of town, I really don't post a lot about that type of stuff just for safety reasons. And I highly encourage that. Like if your husband is out of town, or if you're traveling, great. Talk about traveling, but don't tell people where you are. Don't tell people your husband is gone. That is my sex trafficking 101. And promoting your Instagram account on other social media sites. So talking about your Instagram account, like on Facebook, when you make a post on Facebook, say like, hey, if you haven't yet connected with me over on Instagram, here's my Instagram handle. Let's chat over there, because a lot of times, a lot of us are more present on our Insta stories than we are on Facebook. Like I rarely post on Facebook. So anyway, post. So I put on here posting about two to four times per day. That is if you are, if you're kind of dabbling in like starting to build your network, like for me, and I know like for Shelly, we're kind of at the point where we just make one master post per day. And a master post is going to have like a call to action, and you're going to have value within that post. So whether or not it's a workout picture, transformation picture, motivational picture, healthy foods, whatever it may be, with that call to action to get people to be a part of your challenge group or whatever you may have coming up. If you look at like my page, for instance, like I don't do a Beachbody post every single day, but I still dabble in it so people know what I do. You don't want someone to come to your page and be stereotyped by, oh, she's just another, coach or whatever it may be. You can add up to 30 hashtags in your post. Just be cognizant about, changing those hashtags up. Don't ever use anything like Beachbody Coach, Shakeology. Be creative, because if you are hashtagging those types of things, you're only going to attract other coaches, and you want to attract people that are, people that can relate to you. So for me, I'm going to hashtag like farm wife, I did a VBAC. So I always include stuff about, doing VBACs, something that is going to draw people to me that is relatable to me currently. Like a good one for Shelly, she can hashtag things about trying to conceive. Like those are really good things where those types of women can relate to Shelly. Going back to old pictures, I did put this on there, but I honestly haven't done it in a while, but it is a good tip. Going back to old posts, posts that really spoke to you, posts that you had a lot of interaction with, deleting those hashtags, putting new hashtags on, because what that is going to do is it's going to bump that picture up in somebody's news feed by changing out those hashtags. This is pretty basic. Like when you're replying to people, make sure that you tag them in the comment section or whatever it may be, so that they're able to see that comment. And that is going to engage interactions between that person's followers and your followers. What else do I have on here? I think it's pretty self-sufficient. I will post this when we are done. But making short videos. So when you can do tutorials, you can do whatever it may be on Insta stories. That again is relatable to you. But I have found that like I follow some other women that do like blogging and whatnot, and I find myself skipping forward when they're talking a lot. So just being cognizant about getting to the point, getting people's attention right away, and kind of building from there. A good idea is doing like quick recipes, workout tips, diet tips, making up a few exercises. Like I always try to record parts of my workouts and include that in there. You would not believe the amount of people currently with the work. Hi, honey. Okay, that's fine. Go play with that. Currently with the work that are messaging me, asking me which workout program I'm doing, even though I've talked about it quite often. When they actually see the workout videos, and I can guarantee you Shelly's getting questions because she posts her workout videos all the time. So does Courtney. You're going to be able to see that women are attracted to those workouts that you're doing. I kind of touched about this earlier, the geotagging. The geotagging is where you can, like if you're out of town, you can tag like Sioux Falls, Sioux City, wherever you may be. And that will attract people within that area. I used to do it quite a bit. Once in a while on my pictures, I'll do like Iowa. Or if it's like a post about our team, I will do like where Summit was. Being creative. I don't necessarily post about, where I'm at, like if I'm out of town, because I don't want someone robbing my house and I don't want someone following me. That's just the creeper in me. But anyways, so this is a big one. And I know Jace kind of talked a bit about this the other day on her call. But being able to search and build relationships. When I'm talking about searching and building relationships, I had a good call earlier today with one of my newer coaches, Miranda. And we talked about, just getting out there and networking with people on Instagram. And you can't wait for people to approach you. As hard as it is to get outside of your bubble and to get outside of that comfort zone and that box, whenever you are posting like call to actions and you are posting, your workout videos or whatever it may be, those are your fishing poles. Yeah, go get your fishing pole or your fishies. You have to actually go out there and you have to search for those people. You can create a call to action on Instagram, but they're not necessarily going to come to you even with that call to action. Because if you think about it, how many women are actually going to see that call to action and actually reach out to you or participate in that post? So going out and building those relationships, and you have to be very active and very consistent with searching for people, especially when you're just building your Instagram page or you're just building your business. This is something that you're going to spend more time on than someone that's been, more of a seasoned or veteran coach. And making sure, this is a huge one, like, do not be a freaking salesperson. Like, do not copy and paste the same message and send it to 10 women. I'm guilty of it. I did that when I first started out coaching, and it was super tacky. Like, it wasn't relatable. It was basically to get my 10, 15 people. I'd send them all the same message and hope that maybe 1 out of the 10 would message me back. Like, make it very personable. Look at their page. See what you have to relate to them with. Going out and saying like, hey, like, I see that you're a farm wife, or I see that you're a nurse. I see that you're a ratty mom, Shelly. Building that relationship with that person and making sure that you really look over their page first before you send them a message. Anyways, moving on. What's up, honey? Can you take that in the living room by the Christmas tree? No. Oh, God. Kids. Continuing on with searching and building relationships. I haven't necessarily searched by hashtags in a very long time because I have been more so focusing on like other accounts. I know I've talked about it before, but I am a huge like farmhouse decor, Joanna Gaines, the Magnolia. So I will go to their page and I will look at the women that are following them. And I will go and I will interact with them. There is actually, and I keep using Farm Wife, but that's where I've been at lately. There is a blogger on Instagram that is a farm wife, and I've been following women that are following her because I know we have something, in common. Like Courtney, she'd be a good one to look up. Like, does Parks Marina have an Instagram page? Doubt it. But Cobalt, I bet Cobalt does, going and following, looking at women that are following those pages and building relationships and talking with them like, hey, my husband, he works at this marina, yada, yada, yada. Or even following like hashtags that are related to Okoboji. Like, you would be able to relate to those types of people. But one thing that I really want to point out is I'm teaching you to do your own thing on Instagram, to make your Instagram page 110% you, to be authentic and to be real and to set yourself apart from Beachbody coaches. But what you really need to remember is when you are going out and you are networking, make sure you are looking at those pages, because I have had so many women come to me and ask me about being in their challenge groups. Like, I had other coaches try and recruit me. It's like, hello. Part of that I've probably brought on my own because I don't have it point blank on my page that I am a coach. But at the same sense, I want to set myself apart. So again, this comes back to being able to look at their accounts and see like, okay, what do they do on the spare time? Buddy, can you go play with that in the living room, please? Oh my God, we're playing Go Fish. We're gonna keep moving on, kids. Anyways, so like I said before, building relationships, like the goal, you guys, is to, I build that relationship on Instagram. I used to tie it over to Facebook. I still have this on here because some of you still use, okay, hang on. Buddy, can you bring that in here, please? Yeah. Here, put it in here. I'll put your bee out. Yeah. Come here. Can you come put it down here? Yeah. Buddy, my friends can't hear. Yeah. My friends can't hear. Yeah. Oh my God. Whatever. I'm not going to argue with you. This will take forever if I continue to argue with him. Anyway, so I left this on here because I know a lot of you still use like instant, like Messenger, and I still use that too. And I used to solely Blake. Hang on. All right, here's the deal. Come here, bring this over here. Buddy, mommy cannot do a team call with that up here. Come down here. Come here. Come on. This is not going as planned. Jesus. Anyways, so like I was saying for the 100th time, is I used to pull the conversation over to Facebook. Now with Instagram and being able to converse a lot better in the messaging over there, I haven't necessarily brought them over to Facebook unless they are going to be a coach prospect. If they're part of like our coach sneak peeks, whatever it may be, I have them add me as a friend, and make sure you have them add you as a friend. If you're constantly adding new people that you don't have mutual friends with, Beachbody will block your account as a spam account. Anyways, so moving on, talking about like the following and unfollow button. I used to be really good about, I would follow so many people a day and then I would go back and unfollow them. I don't necessarily do that anymore. I do have a app on my phone. So what I will do is I will go through and I will just constantly add new women that I feel that I can relate to. About once a week, I will go through and I will pull up the app I have. It's a followers app. And I will go through and I will see, it can list them as like ghost followers. So if they are following you or you're following them, but they don't interact with your page, they will flag, this app flags them as ghost followers. So it's basically followers that are just kind of like harboring, kind of sitting there. I will unfollow those people because I know those are the type of people that I have not had conversations with, that maybe haven't messaged me back. And that's just kind of how I have continued to network my business. So like I said, I will share this with you guys. So these are just some different apps for Instagram that you can use. There's so many. There are a lot of different apps. I constantly kind of change them up with how I make my videos, the different fonts. I have had several questions about which app I use with changing my fonts, and all it is called Fonts app. So I don't know, you guys probably can't see this. I'll show you guys a picture of what the icon looks like. I don't leave it turned on. I turn the app off unless I'm doing an Insta story, then I will turn it back on. Anyways, this is what, can you guys see that okay? That's what the logo looks like. And so when you guys see me changing my font in my Insta stories to kind of change it up, that is the app that I use. Like I said, I turn it on and off because if you have it on all the time, it turns off your keyboard. Hence why I keep writing out 2018. And I know it's 2019. Jesus. So anyway, so every day, these are just good tasks that you guys can get into the routine of. So if you want to necessarily search for 5 different hashtags that are relatable to you, great. Otherwise, look at some different accounts. So just think of like Shelly's really good at following like women who are into like weightlifting, the workout apparel she wears. Those would be really good accounts to go and start connecting to people. Commenting on 2 people's pictures for each hashtag or each account and making it 10 people to reach out to, if that makes any sense. So, but make sure you guys are keeping track of like the accounts that you were following, the accounts that you were commenting on. I am hands down 110% a paper and pencil type of person. I did have it in my notes section for the longest time, like who I was talking to. I simply write it out on a piece of paper. I write out the date, I write out the Insta handle, and I will go back a couple times a week and I will continue having conversations with those women. And just kind of seeing where that relationship is going. If I know it's going nowhere, I just cross it out. Whatever, I move on. But the next thing is reassessing your avatar. So the avatar is your ideal person that you want to recruit. And this is a really good one for some of you that are just getting into coaching, that are just building your Instagram handle. Who are the types of people that you can reach out to that are not Beachbody related? They can be health and fitness related. Maybe they are into, going to the gym, or they are into Advocare. Advocare is a huge one right now, you guys, because I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I paid attention to it because I used to do Advocare. And they had this huge, pyramid scheme thing with their coaches making money and whatnot. But those are the types of women that I have started reaching out to. But aside health and fitness, thinking of like your favorite sports team. For me, like I have gone to a couple different bloggers that I follow, and I have been following those women because we connect with this blogger that we follow. Different types of like brands that you guys like to shop for, your favorite TV show. If you were taking a winter vacation, for me, I still follow the resort that we stayed at. It'll be 3 winters ago, and I still follow that account on Instagram. And every so often I see a person on there that I can connect to, and I will follow them and I'll start having a conversation and whatnot. So those are just different types of things that I'm interested in. And I want you guys to really sit down and really dig deep into thinking about, okay, who's my target market? Who do I want to connect to? Because who I want to connect to personally is going to be totally different than who the rest of you are going to connect to. So, thinking of those hobbies and those activities that you like to do outside of Beachbody. And that is really what's going to set you apart. You guys are going to have something that is allowing you to connect to another woman or person, whoever it may be. Maybe it's a man. I don't know. I don't recruit men. But being able to connect to them on a different level aside health and fitness. One thing I think that a lot of us can work on, and I know I can be a lot better on, is storytelling and building my brand. People know that I'm a nurse. People know that I'm a farm wife and whatnot. But I feel that like I could share my story a little bit better. And I think every single one of us can work on just sharing pieces of our story every single day. What is inspiring to you? What is inspiring to you that might be inspiring to others? And again, setting yourself apart from other coaches. One thing that I know I need to work on a lot better is celebrating my challengers. I recognize them in our challenge groups and one-on-one, but I feel like I could be a lot better with sharing like their results on Insta story. One thing I do want to point out is if you guys do that, this is just my personal preference. I always ask before I share like their pictures, like their before and after pictures. If they talked about like a non-scale victory, whatever it may be that they're sharing within my challenge group that is private, I ask them before I share it, because we talk so much about our challenge groups being private that if you go and share the results or whatever it may be on Insta story, it's no longer private. So just be cognizant of when you guys are sharing that type of things that you are just taking into consideration. What? It stopped? Oh God, Woody stopped. Kids. Anyways, just take into consideration, even if you're whiting out the name, which I always do, just ask them before you share it. Hold up. What is the matter? Okay, hold on. I think Woody's stuck, honey. Here. Let's restart it. It's going, honey. That's because you scratched it. See, this is what happens when you take Woody out of the DVD player and you play with him, he gets scratched. Anyways. So anyways, that is really what I had for you guys tonight in regards, buddy, you're going to have to wait a second, okay? Can you hold on a second? Thank you. Anyways, so that's really what I had tonight, you guys, in regards to, Insta stories and Instagram and whatnot. I do have another Canva template that I have printed out about basically like the stats with Instagram as of the last 2 years. Okay, can you say hi to my friends? And then I will help you. Such a giant crap show here, you guys. Anyways, so I will post that I will post that when we get done with the team call. I'll post that in our page. Anyways, it's just a Canva template that I created with just 8 different tips into building your Insta story. You're gonna have to wait a second. Okay, I will help you. Okay, I will help you. I'm gonna lose my shit. Anyways, oh, kids. So I will post that in here. Like I said, it has 8 different tips. I do have some pictures that I took from my Instagram from like when I very first started coaching. And you guys, I thought that they were really good pictures. I was so proud of them. But now I'm like, wow, those were bad. Like, it's a wonder why I got 5 likes. Anyways, so I took some of mine, and I will show you guys just some different tips, just a difference in pictures. And that really, if you guys have done like our training in the very beginning on Instagram, we talked about scroll stopping pictures, and that is huge. Like, I really feel like a picture makes or breaks it. So I want you guys to, I will post an assignment tonight. What I want you guys to do is to take a look at your Instagram, and I want you guys to screenshot it. So when you were looking at it from like this template, I want you guys to screenshot it and share it in our post that I post up tonight, and just talk about like things like that you would like to see different, things that you would like to change, and then also things that you were proud of on that screenshot. You know, things that make you excited about your Instagram page. So anyways, I will post that up here tonight yet. I'm sorry that this is a giant crap show. Whatever. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, shoot me a message. I know we have some chats going on. Has Instagram not told you to, buddy? I'll help you in a second. To not use the unfollow app. So I still use it. I have never been told or never been warned not to use it, but that's not to say something that's working for me might not work for somebody else. Anyways, I'm pretty, again, cognizant of like, I'll only unfollow a few people. I don't go and unfollow like 100 people. Let's see. Have you noticed an increase or decrease in connection since you showed less fitness stuff on Instagram? Honestly, Shelly, I feel like I have seen an increase because I have women, like I have moms constantly messaging me about thanks for just being you. You know, it was directly just health and fitness for the longest time. And now that I've been sharing more of like my personal life, I feel like I have been able to build a lot more genuine friendships and relationships that I can turn into, you know, health and fitness, or inviting them to a free clean eating group, like whatever it may be. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. Like some days I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to share more health and fitness. And then other days I'm like, nope, I need to get back to my personal life, because you can see, you know, who has all viewed your stories. And once in a while, if it's all Beachbody related, I see my story viewings going down, 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 down. So I don't know. That could just be my trend. Again, I think it all comes down to the type of people you have following you and who you have following you. But the most important thing is just to remember to just be yourself, you know, and to build those relationships that are genuine. Okay, I will clean it up. It's a ladybug? Mm-hmm. You smashed it? Oh my God, kids. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Kaylee, I'll read this one more time. Oh God. Sidelining. Yes. Yes. I don't know. I feel like if we try to be so prim and proper as coaches and don't show like our everyday life, I feel like we just lose our genuine followers, because after time, like I feel like if all anyone is seeing is health and fitness, if they're not into it in that season of life, they're not going to want to follow you. Like for me, there were a couple coaches, like right after Mila, like I've been pretty upfront. Like I feel like I struggled a lot right after Mila, just kind of getting into a groove. And there were a couple coaches not on our team that I was following, and all they were posting it about, was the programs they were doing and yada, yada, yada. And I had to unfollow them, because I'm like, I don't want to see this every single day. Like I want to see, like, what are you doing? And your Insta stories should be a story from morning to bedtime. It should be a flow of what your day is like. I've been pretty upfront, like on the days that like I do my 12-hour shifts and I'm at work, I will post up stuff that I planned from the day before. Like we're going to be doing a coach sneak peek. So I will start posting that type of stuff when I'm at work for 12 plus hours, because I can't be on social media, but I also want people to know that I'm still present. Like I'm still here. Maybe if it's even going through pictures from the weekend and saying like, oh my gosh, like I sure miss being at home with the kids on the weekend. Wish I had the weekends off. That's the type of stuff that I will post, so that people still know that I'm still present, I'm still there, and I'm still pulling up in their feed. Because if you're only posting like in the morning and then you don't post again for a couple days, you're not going to pull up at the top of someone's news feed and the beginning of someone's Insta stories. So that's where being consistent and engaging is key. It's so important to be consistent every single day. And I know I've had my bad days, and I know I've had other days where I'm like, sorry for all of the dots at the top, but I'm like on a high right now. We've all been there, but it's just important to make sure that, if you know that you're not going to be available, you're not going to be able to be live on Insta stories, that you have a couple things planned out for the day. Post in the morning, post, late morning, mid-afternoon, early evening. And then before you go to bed, maybe that's when you jump on and you just talk to people. That way you're still pulling up in their feed. They still know that you're present, and that you're just being yourself. Like you're talking about, your life. Like going into Thanksgiving is going to be a huge one, you guys. Sharing, different types of meals that your family has. For me, like my biggest tips for all of my girls is drinking your shake on the way to your holiday get together, so that when you get there, you don't carb load. So those are just types of like freebies that you can also share on Instagram, to get people to kind of network back and forth with you, using the poll options, using the yes and no options. And I could do like a whole other call just on Insta stories alone. But those are just kind of some tips and tricks, and some things that I use or try to use on a day-to-day basis. So anyways, does anybody have any questions before I let you go tonight? I will post up the Canva document that I put together earlier. Otherwise, I'll let you guys go. Yeah? No? All right, guys. I'll let you go. Have a good night. Thanks for hopping on.